Hi everyone! Today we're going to talk about perfectionism and how it might be blocking your success. It's a topic that's close to my heart as I often refer to myself as a recovering perfectionist. I first learned about perfectionism 12 years ago when I read Brene Brown's book, The Gifts of Imperfections. And just learning about the definitions and how it was affecting my life changed everything for me. Which is why I wanted to talk about it today, because I think it's important to understand what perfectionism is so that we might be able to see how it might be limiting us in our lives. So, what is perfectionism? Perfectionism is the belief that we have to be perfect. We have to look perfect, we have to talk perfectly, we have to do everything perfectly, we have to perform perfectly. Basically, our life has to be perfect. It's really geared towards other people's perception of us and the importance of other people's perception over ourselves. As Brene Brown says, it's really about trying to minimize feelings of blame, shame, and judgment. She even goes so far as to say that perfectionism is a 20-ton shield that is meant to protect us, but it's actually preventing us from taking flight. And the reason for that is that when we feel like we're not perfect, we buy into the belief that we're unworthy. And let's face it, perfectionism is a myth. There is no way that you can be perfect at everything at any given time. So it's kind of setting you up for a misbelief where you always buy into a belief of imperfection, a belief of unworthiness, because there's no way you can actually be perfect all of the time. And a key thing to note as well, there's a difference between having high standards and being a perfectionist. In fact, high standards can be great, they can be motivating for us. Yet perfectionists have standards that are so unrealistic, so high, that they do feed into that unworthiness cycle that I just mentioned. So now that we know what perfectionism is, how can we mitigate it? Well, the first thing is just asking ourselves, why are we doing something? And if the answer to that question is that we're doing it to avoid those feelings of blame and shame and judgment, or if we're doing it for other people or to appear a certain way to other people, that's when we know we've fallen into the perfectionist trap. What we want to do instead is change the why from being out there focused, from being about what others think of us, and instead bring it back inside and think about why we want to do something. We want to do something because we love it. We want to do it because we enjoy it. We want to do it because it's meaningful. It's about moving the focus from out there back in so we can appreciate what's important for us. So I hope those definitions of perfectionism will support you in sort of checking out how it shows up in your life every day and how you can choose to let go of them just by asking that simple question of why.